What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Justin here. As always, guys, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me today. Today, we're going to be talking about episode 3 of the Chucky television series, episode entitled, I Like to Be Hugged. Of course, guys, please help me out and like this video, and definitely let me know in the comments below what you've been thinking of the show so far. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it showing promise, but it's not quite there for you? I really want to talk to you guys in the comments down below, so be sure and do that. This recap will also be a little bit different than my previous 2 recaps. This isn't going to be so much of a play-by-play recap as much as it is just me highlighting what I liked, didn't like, some important things that happened in the episode, my overall thoughts, and what I want to see in the next episode. So let me know what you think of this sort of abbreviated format. And guys, let's just dive right into the episode. So guys, as far as the Chucky series so far, I really liked episode 1. I loved episode 2. And to be honest with you, this episode to me felt a little bit like a step back, almost like they pumped the brakes on this one. And I think the reason behind that being is this episode is more of a bridging episode. It's more of the episode teeing up what's to come, planting a lot of seeds for characters' arcs. So in that respect, I'm not losing my faith in the series at all. There are some cool things that happen. Most play into the fact of setting up things to come. So I expect good things in the rest of the season, but I honestly felt like this was a bit of a step back. We do get some funny Chucky moments. There's some interesting things that happen towards the end of the episode. We get a little bit more in the history of Charles Lee Ray, which may be hit or miss depending on how you feel about that. So first off, the episode starts off with a little bit more of our history of Charles Lee Ray. The way they do this is sort of split up into 2 parts in the episode, sort of setting it up at the beginning and then showing us a little bit more at the end. And to be honest with you, I'm not too sure how I feel about this, if we needed it. Maybe I'm just not sure how I feel about what they decided for his past. Him killing his mother. It does show that he was evil from the start. He just seemed to just have evil in his blood when the serial killer comes into his house and kills his dad, and then he decides to attempt to impress this serial killer by killing his mom. It seems callous even for a murderer to just viciously kill the mom who like obviously loved you and shit. It just seemed a little strange, but that's the way they're choosing to go with that. So I'll be curious to hear what you guys thought about that. But the theme of this episode is you just need to be pushed. If you're evil, you have it in you, and you just need to be pushed, kind of like what he's doing with Jake. Speaking of Jake, we have a lot going on with him in the story and my personal feelings about his character. You have a lot more eyeballs on him as the circumstances of all these murders seem to be pointing in his direction. You got the detective after him. You have Junior becoming more and more suspicious of him, especially after he catches him sort of stalking him in the woods after he mistakes him for Lexi. I'm having an issue with the actor who plays Jake. I feel like I'm just not buying him, this actor in this role of this burgeoning serial killer. He seems to always have this I'm holding in a fart look on his face that's just getting really old to me. I think his performance didn't bother me so much in the first 2 episodes because there was so much going on. But as the episodes start going on, I'm really just not connecting with Jake. I don't think he's a very strong performer. I think a lot of the performances, especially the side characters in this series, are not the greatest. With the exception of Lexi, I hate her character, so I think that shows that she's doing a good job at playing her character. I hope in future episodes we start shifting away to more of a Chucky-centered television series. After Jake's attempts to kill Lexi sort of fail as Chucky calls him a pussy, he decides to take it on himself and sort of infiltrate Lexi's house after she expressed interest in bringing him over to her house so that she could be a friend to her little sister, which ultimately does happen, and even seems to bring Lexi closer to her family in that little bonding I like to be hugged moment. I do like this aspect of the show, the idea of Chucky infiltrating the Cross household, which is an interesting thing. That brings us to another piece of horrible acting when the little sister Caroline is stomping her hands and saying, I want Chucky. That performance, God bless that little girl actress, but the performance was just horrible, and those type of things take me out of the show. But after that, that sort of brings us to the setting for the most of the events that happen in the rest of this episode. The big climax at the party and the fire and everything happens after that. There was that funny moment when Chucky was like, I'm gonna go kill your sister, okay? And she was like, I'm tired.
I'm gonna go kill your sister. You wanna come? Snug as a fucking bug.
That was kind of funny. But anyway, the big climax happens at the end, of course, when this party happens. The most awkward, weird headphone party, the lamest party I've ever seen. For some reason, these kids are just dancing around in headphones. Maybe that's something that the kids are doing these days. And then we have this horrible fucking kill where Chucky's trying to kill Lexi and for some reason mistakes one of the kids as Lexi, but says fuck it and kills him anyway in this awful kill. I realized the whole series of Chucky, all the movies, is sort of predicated on the suspension of disbelief that Chucky is able to overtake people just because of his, like, evilness and his fucking tenacity and shit. But, like, this kid was literally just going, don't murder me, please. Please, you're stabbing me. And it was just really unbelievable. And as everybody's dancing around in headphones, that scene was just really cringy to me. But then we have the scene at the end when Lexi finally has a showdown with Chucky. She now knows that Chucky is a evil magic doll serial killer. When I first watched this episode, I never thought that Chucky actually killed Lexi, but now that the previews are coming out for the next one, you see that the next episode is going to deal with the aftermath of everything that happened. This whole sequence was really cool, and we get some of the best imagery that we've had, some of the best visuals that we've had in the show so far, throwing back to some of the older movies too, with Chucky amongst all this fire and flames, which was really rad. I dug that last sequence, and now the cat's out of the bag, at least to Lexi, as to what's going on with Chucky. She knows the secret. Of course, nobody's going to believe her that there's a magic serial killer doll going around killing people. So I did like that. So a lot going on in this episode, becoming more and more suspicious of Jake. You have Lexi now knowing that Chucky is a killer doll. You have a little bit more knowledge into the background of Charles Lee Ray, although I think that's a little superfluous to the entire overall story. I think that was just, I don't know, some Easter eggs for the fans, but maybe it will play into things later in the episode. But I think that was mainly to convey the fact that one can be like just nudged, like he's trying to nudge Jake into being a serial killer, sort of a parallel there. But so guys, that's my review of episode 3. Definitely let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I actually re-recorded this review from what was a much longer video. I moved fast here. If I forgot anything, definitely let me know in the comments below. But I think we're done here, guys. Stay weird. Remember to always be yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.